No Kings dealt a major blow to Donald Trump as we go on the eve of No Kings Day, the largest peaceful protest in American history, okay? Hi, I'm Darren Monroe. I used to work on Kamala Harris's campaign. I have 30 years marketing branding experience. On this channel, I take you from chaos to clarity. As all of you may probably know, if you've been here before, I have a clarity group, and you want to get on that bad boy because the sale is closing. Get on the Clarity group right now, immediately. You won't regret it. It is probably one of the most insightful things, and you'll feel 1,000% better. I'll be talking live. I talk live 3 times a week on the Clarity group, as well as I got great reports and even new stuff coming up. So let's get into this. The first thing I want you to understand is this. the momentum that they took to build this up. Leah and Ezra, big shout out to them at indivisible.org. And the momentum has been big, and people have been signing up. Just the fact that the Republicans don't like it. These idiots fell right into that. Oh, we don't like it. We don't think you should go. Oh, now we gotta go. Now we gotta show up. And I'm here in downtown Chicago. We're gonna have a ton of events happening here. We're gonna have events happening all over the freaking nation, yo. And we have other countries supporting it, doing No King's Day. So what I want you to understand, even in England, they have No King's Day. Wow. Here's the thing I want you to understand. We are in a massive push, a massive fight right now to make sure one core thing happens. So listen to the end of this. The core thing you want to really focus on in this No Kings movement is the marketing. It's not just the activism. Yeah, there'll be plenty of people there. There'll be videos everywhere. How can you really help? Let me tell you something right now, even more important than calling your congressperson. Right now, you being able to reshare these videos, including mine and everybody else who's talking about No King's Day, any information. Here's why. Because if you're on TikTok, you repost. If you're on YouTube, you grab the link, share it wherever, you Facebook, and definitely on IG. You'll find me on YouTube, TikTok, and IG. And I'm telling people, reshare this information because it's so important that we get the narrative out early and ahead of the game. Because here's what Donald Trump did last time in June 14th, the weekend of June 14th. He said, I might bomb Iran. I could bomb Iran. I will bomb Iran. Inside of 7 days, the No King's Day would right out the door. We got to really just step up our marketing. And there are tens of millions of us. And we can. That's the good news. The other great news I want you to understand is that we're in a position right now where we're stronger than ever on ESGN. What's ESGN, you might ask? If you're new, stands for Epstein Shutdown, Gerrymandering, and No King's Day. We are really, it looks like we're winning, doing well for now. Like gerrymandering isn't over. Shutdown isn't over. It's an ongoing thing. And the Epstein files, ongoing thing. So Epstein, shutdown, gerrymandering, No Kings. We have to go hard with that so much because it's a requirement that we show up in droves to make sure that we're on top of our game. So it's so important for all of you to understand that. I'm training people privately on how to deal with that and how to market even after No King's Day in the Clarity group. You definitely want to get in my group. I want you to also understand the bigger picture here. Where he's failing. Let's go over each one. Epstein's list. That's the dumbest thing Mike Johnson could have ever done. Mike Johnson doing that whole delay, and so the 218th signature can't get on there from the House of Representatives member out of Arizona is the dumbest thing ever. It's doing nothing but pointing more attention to it. Instead of them trying to delay it, they should have just got it out the way. The second thing is that they are dealing with the shutdown, but they're losing because everybody's talking about the shutdown, and more than 50% of the people believe it's Trump's fault. They know for a fact that this guy is straight up lying and he's losing. And then the gerrymandering, though there's a threat from the Supreme Court, as I said before, that they could rule as early as January on what happens. What I'm trying to tell people is this. Get in touch with the other 22 governors that are not Gavin Newsom, including if you're here in Illinois with J.B. Pritzker, and reach out to them and say, hey, we need you to gerrymander right now. Gerrymander. If it's a committee, meet with the committee. Don't be reactionary. Be proactive and do this. Please do it, because our lives on the line, people's lives are on the line who doesn't get this, okay? Then there's the No Kings. No Kings, the biggest thing, I swear to you, is it may seem like something simple, but your ability to share new content and data, it's so darn important. We need you. We need you. We need you. We need you to spread word not only on the No Kings Day, but afterwards, because Donald Trump is trying the best way he can to trump the No Kings Day event like he did with I Might Bomb Iran. It was a brilliant stroke he did on that. That's why this whole George Soros stuff, he's trying to get ahead of the media. Why do you think? I mean, he could have pardoned him anytime. Why do you pardon him right now? That's what it was about. He's trying to get any way he can, including, I want ships pointed at California, whatever drama he can create. And that's what I teach you in the Clarity Group. How do you decode his drama? How do you identify the real data? And how do you develop a better you? Because at the end of the day, what are you ingesting? Ask yourself, what are you ingesting? You want to talk about all this shit with Trump, liberals, but wait a minute, what are you ingesting? Are you listening to his lies all over the place? There's an old saying by Seinfeld, anybody who listens to tabloids deserves to be lied to. Let's take out the tabloids and say Trump administration. Stop listening to his crap. The other thing you need to do is avoid the ACDs. That stands for Alarmist, Conspiracy, and Doomsday Artists. Alarmist, Conspiracy, Doomsday. Put it in the comments. Avoid ACD, Alarmist, Conspiracy, and Doomsday Artists. The other thing that needs to happen immediately is you need to make sure that you're in line with your HOL. Here's the thing. That's why I have a Clarity Group. The whole idea is that when you're in line with your HOL, it becomes a lot better. What is HOL? It stands for the history, operation, and laws of our government. If you can know those things, you'll be 1,000% better, because you need to understand. How do you find out about it? Get in my group. Get in my group. I'm teaching that exclusively, including about the what was stolen, the different secret investigations. I've been saying since July that Kamala Harris is going for the presidency and she's going to win that. I've said it repeatedly. And the other thing is we have a book club for her book. And we've been talking about that. We've been reading in between the lines. It's called 107 Days Book Club, reading in between the lines. And what does it really mean? Not only what happened, but what's going to happen. And again, I think what's going to happen is she's coming back. But as she's coming back, it's a good chance she's going to be president. And we have to get ourselves ready in 3 ways. What ways can we be active to help move ESG in and stay focused and not let the clown shit mess with us? 2, how do we focus more on the things that we are ingesting in our lives? What are we taking in? Because some of y'all sit there and watch around-the-clock stuff on politics and news, and you feel horrible. Well, of course you do, because you're not training yourself. And the reason you can't train yourself is because you're not in my group. You need to train your brain to understand why you're not going to be messed with in a regular day. And that's why people always ask me. By the way, in my group, you can ask me all the personal questions you want. You can hit me up directly. Here's the thing I want you to understand. This group is about you being able to hit up and connect more with me so you can get the real deal and you can go through the filters and not be stressed out about every time you hear this man talk crazy. That's what it is. Here's the other thing I want you to understand. The number one thing people say in the group is I feel 1,000% better, and you will. Here's the other thing I want you to understand, and this is a biggie. You got to grasp that no matter what happens in 170 weeks of Trump left, that 1, he is losing. He is losing, and I prove that throughout the back end of my group because they don't let me talk too much on YouTube about that, but there are 3 groups. There are 23 governors, attorney generals. There are hundreds of nonprofits, and like ACLU, NAACP, Indivisible.org, and so on. And then there are the there are the hundreds of lower court judges, which count for 99% of the cases. They can't bring everything up to the Supreme Court. So given all of that and what we're dealing with, what we have to do is keep focused on ESGN. We have to keep focused on Epstein, shutdown, gerrymandering, and no kings instead of focusing on negative stuff. And what we also have to do is keep focused on our minds so that we are having moments to relax, moments to have fun, moments to breathe, moments. We got to keep life goes on, regardless of what's happening. It's horrible, yes, but don't let that sit there and stress you out. Anxiety, you could have heart attacks over that. Let go. Do what you can and do what you need to do, because the reality is there's only so much you can do out here. You got to start taking care of here and here. You know, I know in 170 weeks, I'm going to be thinner, better, stronger, happier. I know, regardless of what he's doing. I'm going to do all that I could and should have, but after that, what can I do? I can do what I can do. I can work on me. The one thing you do control is you. That's the thing you need to understand. Go forth in No Kings and be prepared to promote it for the rest of this month. Do not die down on the heat. I love you all. I hope you're doing well. Look at my next video at the very least. Hopefully I've earned your subscription. And of course, you want to get in my group while it's on sale. The link is in the description and on the home page.